So my 2007 model, my boy's car now actually, there's a fuel leak. Putting holes in my new driveway, burning holes with a gasoline into the asphalt, and yeah, I think I've seen this movie before. Let's take a look. Under the filler neck. Yeah, that doesn't look good. You see the, sorry, I'm trying to zoom in so you can see the detail, but I realize it translates to a lot of shake. Yeah, that's a mess. It's not actually actively dripping at the moment because, well, the geometry of the fuel tank is if it's full enough, there might be some residual fuel at the bottom of the filler neck there, and it will actively leak. Once the fuel level drops, of course, it doesn't. So, since you need to take the wheel well liner off, the rear left of course, I think it's probably best. I've done it on ramps in the past, but that's a pain in the ass because you have to keep the wheel on, you make it awkward for yourself. Let's do it with jack stands this time, take the wheel off and make it easy as possible for access. So, just make sure the car is chocked of course guys, you know, axle stands in adequate number and making sure your safety. And just a matter of getting the wheel well liner off, and of course on the inside just the plastic rivets, pop buttons, ideally something like this, but you know, you can manage with a screwdriver. So the flange for the filler neck cap point is held on by 2 8mm bolts there. There is a gasket on the inside of the flange, don't forget to transfer that. There is a flange there. This is corroded and disappeared, but that's a point for one of the pop pins. There is a structural attach point, which is right here, 10mm bolt, the vent line of course. So that's a Corbin clamp on the vent line. You can see it there. There's just a gear clamp, Jubilee clamp on the filler neck where it transitions to the flex line. Yeah, so no big surprise if you've seen the video from 2 years ago. You know, they basically rot, and eventually the rot permeates the inside of the tube and it's gonna leak. Yeah, no surprise. These are not cheap. These are like $400 Canadian. It's expensive for what it is, a piece of tube, right? So as I said, don't forget to transfer the little gasket that's up here at the actual flange for the filler flange. You're gonna need a couple of sensible new clamps for it because these are going to be corroded into oblivion. And yeah, I think I've mentioned all this before. Let me show you the packaging, and again the part number is unchanged in the last couple of years. So the new one, nice. Coatings of course still intact, but it won't be 14 years later, 16 years later, whatever. It's been 16 years I guess. Yeah, so I'll say it one last time. Don't forget to transfer your gasket. Just a touch of silicone on the interface points here where the rigid line goes to the flex line. Might make the installation a wee bit easier. Get yourself a couple clamps. Yeah, that'll do. Just the installation. Again, the 2 bolts on the flange, the gasket. Again, this tang is for the plastic wheel well liner. 10mm bolt on the tang here that goes to structure. And the 2, I've got just 2 gear clamps now instead of the gear clamp in the Corbin clamp. I don't have a Corbin clamp that size. So yeah, don't overdo it on how tight you put these things of course, just have sensible. And I've just got the tail tucked back so it doesn't foul on the line here. Perhaps that's a breather or the EVAP, no sure. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna what fuel I do have in my jerry can here, we'll fuel it to leak check it. And then of course the acid test is the next time we'll have it at the gas station. So don't be surprised when you move the liner that these little plastic retaining clips are just completely bitched, right? So I've found over the years that this is a good alternative to the originals. There's the part number. Okay, so that's it. Just back to the gas station. filled to the absolute brim. Let me see if I can zoom you in there. I know you can't see too much. I guess you're gonna have to take my word for it. It's dry. So, we'll call that good. This is really just a rehash of what I did like 2 years ago, guys, but it was in 2 parts because I had to wait for the part to come in the past, and I didn't like the loss of continuity in the video. So I hope this helps somebody. I know it's certainly an issue. I have 2 SX4s. This is my 2007. I had previously done my 2009. This is really my boy's car now. So that's, both of them have required filler necks, and I'm guessing yours will too at some point, especially if you're in salt and you know, winter conditions that there's tons of road salt. It's bound to happen, right? That's it. I hope that's helpful to somebody. Cheers.